is on the ancestral. The Anishinaabe, Cree, Oji-Cree, Dakota, and Dene peoples, and the Métis Nation. Oh. Like, let's share.
What happened?
I just my computer went blank, but it'll be right out.
Only your computer that went blank?
Yeah, as long as it's just your computer.
Sorry.
No, you're not. You said it for a reason.
Yeah.
Okay, first resolution is the agenda, so we have the adoption moved by Councillor Dowsett, second by Councillor Blade. Be it resolved that the October 14th, 2025 agenda be hereby adopted. Questions or comments on the agenda? All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Adoption of minutes. Resolution there moved by Councillor Taylor, second by Councillor Dowsett. Be it resolved that the minutes of the regular meeting of September 23rd, 2025 be approved as presented. Questions or comments on the minutes? All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Okay, delegations, public hearing. The correspondence, we have a resolution to accept it there, so moved by Councillor Dowsett, second by Councillor Marks. That the following correspondence be received, RCMP stats. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. And you have them there in front of you. Do you have any questions? I'm sure.
I'm guessing that the arrests of the two that are breaking into the PO boxes is in October's and not September's. Yeah.
You already said this one.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm trying to-
Anything else? Okay. And we have a notice motion resolution moved by Councillor Blais, second by Councillor Dowsett. Whereas Councillor Grant Butler had provided notice of motion for resolution number 2025-131, recording and posting of council meetings on September 23rd, 2025. Therefore, be it resolved that resolution number 2025-131 be brought back to the table. Questions or comments on that? Councillor Dowsett, then.
I would like to have this tabled, please.
Okay. Councillor Landick.
Recorded vote, please.
Okay.
All I was wondering is, under the recommendations, there is, a line there that says a lot of the municipalities aren't doing that now or have quit doing it. So I'm just wondering, if we can find out, which or how many are now not doing that. So that we have all the information.
Robert's gonna tell
In
you.
front of us, so maybe if we could have that. we have that information.
Okay. So you'd like to table it until we
I'd like to
get
table it.
more information provided?
Yes, please.
You're okay with getting that information?
The only municipality that I'm aware of was the Orem of Alexander. I know that Springfield had an issue, but their issue was that somebody wanted to record it themselves when the municipality was already recording it up.
Okay. Anybody else have?
And my council report is essentially a rebuttal to the shared notes. If anyone's looked.
Okay, so we have two that want to table it and get more information. Is that what the will of the council is?
We can just find out a little bit more. Regards to, seems to be contentious here anyway, so. I wanna make sure that we're gonna be doing the right thing.
Okay.
And mine talk about the information about having grant here also.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's the main reason I'm tabling it. Cause I do believe that we have the information already.
Yeah, I think Jack brought that up, so I think it should be shared.
Are you guys okay with that, or? Okay,
Yeah, one other question, how much more work is this, Danielle, to have this set up in that, for that? Is it a big thing for you to have to do, is there?
To find out which communities are doing it.
No, just to take this and do this and bring, is there?
There is some work involved, yes. Cause I actually review the recording to make sure that if anything goes in camera, that it actually does get stopped
Yes,
appropriately and then restart it. And then I have to upload them. But it took me a while to get to the point of figuring out how to do it. And now that I know how to do it, it does take obviously time, but it's not that.
it's not a major issue for you.
No, not anymore, although I haven't posted the last one, but I've had a lot going on.
No,
Turn purpose.
Just to clarify, we're tabling the vote to have a vote.
Yes,
yes. Everybody's good with that?
So basically, the next decision will be to have a vote. and-
Actually have the vote, if
Yes,
it
it'll
comes
be
back.
two more
so it'll
votes.
be 3 more meetings before we have it.
Well, it can be discussed after after, if you table it this meeting, when it comes back next meeting, it can be discussed once we get to this point, right?
It'd be on the 28th meeting.
So the meetings are gonna be recorded in the meantime anyways.
Yep.
Can we make sure that that there is lifted? That's not touching everybody, is it?
No,
If it can be maybe. What are it?
table level.
Yeah, just I'll have the Ken here and Mark and Robert and the rest of us all.
Yeah, we can look at that, yeah.
Okay,
So everybody's good with that?
Yeah.
We'll table it till next week.
thank you.
Okay.
To get there. You had so much garbage on you.
Yeah. Okay, then that takes us into new business. The Canadian Association of Municipal Administrators, we have a resolution there, so moved by Councillor Marks, second by Councillor Blake. Whereas the 2026 Canadian Association of Municipal Administrators Conference would be held from May 25th to May 27th, 2026 in Whistler, BC. And whereas the CAMA conference would be beneficial for the chief administrative officer to attend for advanced professional development. Therefore, be it resolved that CAO be authorized to attend the 2026 CAMA conference in Whistler, BC, and that all costs for same included in the 2026 financial. Questions or comments on the resolution? Councillor Garson.
Why did I believe that we had already done that from Mike?
I did send out an email, yes.
And so, was that not, we had voted at that time, right?
Yes, you did say that you were in favor, some responded with different answers, but now it's on here so that it can be clear.
Okay, okay, so that even though it was legal, we're not going to.
No, because it wasn't made at a regular meeting
Okay.
or a special.
Thank you for the,
Anybody else? Councillor Blake.
Okay, so this comes up annually every year. This is
Yes,
there's only one a year. This one here is the national one. Excuse me, sorry. And it's at a cost of on the high end is what you're saying is $5,000.
on a high, for next year, yes.
Yeah.
It's gonna depend where it is.
Okay, no, I'm just kind of wondering about the cost of it, I guess, and wondering if every second one is sufficient or if every single one has to be, you know, attended personally. Just looking at something like that so that,
Sorry, go ahead, Councillor Landry.
If I recall correctly, we said no to the request for the 2025 conference. So there was no
oh, so there wasn't one last year.
yes,
sorry.
there was. Did she win?
24, I went.
24, she went, 25, she didn't.
Oh, you're right, sorry,
Yeah.
sorry. I got-
That's also.
That's why I wanted to just bring that up, is that in 25, we did say no to it.
Yeah.
So,
Okay,
I personally think professional development, whether it be any staff and all of council, are good. And I understand there's a cost to it, but.
Yeah.
Usually you come away with some good stuff from PD. I would be in favor of it,
okay, so, yeah,
but that's me, so.
this being 2026. 2025 was not intended. 2024 was, okay, thank you.
Is that something, Daniel, you'd be in favor of every second year for compromise, or is that something that you'd like to attend every year?
I'd like to attend it every year. It should be just in the financial plan as professional development,
Yeah.
and then. I should be able to use the professional development budget however I see fit for the staff. As long as I don't go over budget.
Which I think is a good idea. If we have it in there, then there's certain things that some staff go to and whatever, and that decision could be made at the time. If it's a budget line, that we don't have to worry about voting on it every time something comes up. But, Councilor Dempsey.
As you know, I was in favor of attending for the, as a counselor. And is that going to be included in the budget, that the next council would have that option?
The FCM
Yes,
one,
We should have that conversation, yes.
absolutely, yes.
so, but we're planning the budget, so we should have that.
Yep.
Right,
And I can put that on the next,
could you please? Because
agenda for.
that was something I thought was very important, but it turned out I was alone thinking of.
No, again, it's PD, so I think that we need to have something, it's like going to conference, right? Everybody can go to that, and there's some good PD there. So,
As I was my argument last
Yeah.
year.
any other questions or comments on this resolution?
Just one, the cost is $5,000. Does that include the flights and hotels and
It would
that's,
be everything.
that's everything?
And that's, I put that at the high end.
Yeah.
Yeah, it all
Yeah.
depends on when you book stuff.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Nothing else? All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Okay, moving on to the next resolution is the Water Services Board capital budget, so moved by Councillor Landry, second by Councillor Dosset. Whereas the vast majority of Manitoba municipalities are in dire need of the Manitoba Water Services Board, MWSB, financial, professional, and or related subject matter expertise, assistance for every aspect of water and wastewater projects and initiatives. And whereas the provincial economy, municipal, residential, and commercial growth, community development opportunities, climate resiliency, public health, and convergent federal or provincial programs are at serious risk of being postponed, canceled, or suboptimally advanced because the MWSB is critically oversubscribed with projects and at current funding levels has a seriously compromised financial capability to complete even a fraction of the queued projects required to drive local prosperity, health, safety, and livability. Be it resolved that the Council of the Town of Minnedosa fully supports an immediate annual increase to the MWSB's capital budget beginning in 2026 to 100 million from its current 24 million. Questions or comments on that? Council Markson, Councilor.
Is this a resolution for the A&M?
Yes, it's going to a fellow municipality in support. It
Not
came
the
from
lobby
AMM,
for that.
AMM sent it out,
Okay,
yes.
sorry. That sounds like it.
In the share of notes, I was in favor of this. Study that.
I just,
Yes.
I have a question, like, Water Services Board has always been involved. Is it a step back for them? What is going?
So it's trying to get more money for them.
Okay, but I mean, it seems like the projects that they are participating in are in larger communities that need more, but I mean, they gotta, as we said in this, we gotta make them understand that our communities need this just as bad as
Yeah.
as cities and bigger centers. I know Newport's getting out of stuff.
But they obviously, and I don't disagree with the fact that Water Services Board, they need more money to do all the projects instead of prioritizing more populated areas than others. Maybe it's gonna help, I don't know that, but more money would definitely help.
So do they still have their office, Brad? Like,
Yes,
you know, so like, I mean, can we not approach them about lots of this stuff? I know we used to go over there lots of times for meetings.
Well, I believe this will help the AMM when they start going to,
But why would we have to do that, Ken? Why?
well, cause there's a strength in numbers. AMM has more,
Yeah, well,
you know,
but it never had to be like that.
I know, but things have changed.
I contact, just to, maybe clarify, I do contact Water Services Board for grants quite often. I got grant money for the, yes, for the pump, for the lift station, for the treatment plant studies and the lift station studies. The water meters,
Yeah.
I've got 50/50 cost sharing
Yeah.
for those projects inside.
Yeah.
the pump. And then we have to give them our capital plan every year, a 5-year capital plan, so they see what projects we're wanting to do, so they try to budget off those as well, and they're seeing that the projects that are coming in, there's not enough money to even help us, because we're all aging so quickly and all at the same time.
And this is the resolution.
Yeah,
to
yeah, well, I
support
definitely think that.
all RMs in asking for more money. Any other questions or comments? All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Into reports, so I did not submit a report, I didn't have one. We have council reports, so we have, first up, Councillor Dumpster.
Well, did we go back to you, there,
Yes.
please? It's about, the CDC and Brent Crab McKessel. His contract started October 26th, 2023, and now has ended. In that contract, the CDC paid over $20,000 for him to mention on his media feed, Minnedosa. I looked up as much as I could. He only posted twice about Minnedosa, and both times we're promoting the concert here in Minnedosa. So I'd like to report from the CDC, sorry, telling how many posts he did, and did he meet what his obligation to that contract, and the exact amount that it did cost the CDC for that contract. And at that time, one of your statements was made that we should have more stewards because of that. Have you actually seen that? Or have we kind of been able to not track that?
Well, I think Sabina probably has those numbers, I don't have them off the top of my head, but I can get.
No, we can get,
Yep, absolutely.
can we have that report at the next council meeting?
Yep.
Because we'd really like to hear, I know that getting some answers have been very difficult. And it shouldn't be. So it would be nice if we had the whole picture painted for us.
Yep.
And
We should be able to get that.
thank you. Thank you very much.
I'll mention that to, well, Grant is chair, but I'll mention that to Grant.
And that's why I appointed you, Mr.
Yep.
Mayor, because Grant's not
Yep.
here.
No, fair enough.
And then as far as my report, it's straightforward there, but may I add one more thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, last October, I mentioned to Danielle, if you recall, about power at the walkway around the Oxbow. And I said next October, I will mention it again. This is the 5th year that I've tried to bring this to counselors' attention because it's a matter of safety. It has yet to be removed. It's actually in worse condition right now. So before they take the bridge out, would be opportunity to take that down. A couple of guys chainsaw it 2 hours and it should be out of there. So I'm really hoping that I don't have to come back next October because that will mean I have to run for council and bring this up again. So hopefully we can look into that and please have that taken care of.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had promised that I'd do this last year.
Can we make sure we get a look at that so that he doesn't have to?
Exactly. I've got better things to do in 5 years.
Sorry, that was a joke.
Just wondering on your comment about the ATCO building at the vet.
Yes, and Danielle can also talk about that more than I can, but Tanner Crossing is not charging anything fees for having that there until the completion of the new building. So that was with accordance with the town of Minnedosa. And Danielle, would you like to add something to that?
And it just alleviates the clinic from having to reapply every 6 months. So I just wrote Adam a letter that the town was fine with it staying there until the completion of the addition.
And as a sidebar for anyone else that are working with different community groups in town and that does your banking through the Sunrise Credit Union. We went down there and the little things that weren't working have been resolved. So anyone on the committee that's having any issues with the Sunrise, Terry, they would be more than happy to sit down and have that conversation. And it was very good for Tanner Crossing to get that thing very done. Thank you.
Good.
Just
One question, Tanner's Crossing Development Plan, how has that come along? Have we,
well, we have no money.
what,
Yes. So
was the grant put forward?
it was denied. And what I'm trying to do, and I talked to Councilor Laundrie about this, is to write a letter to the ministers. And I had suggested that the AMM should be minister also in charge of that. And press that the fact that these boards are gonna go bankrupt, living up to what they have made us do. So unless there's a funding program involved, we're going to end up losing.
I thought there was a funding program.
We were denied.
Really?
Yes, yeah. So it's just something that I think is very important for our town
Well, we have.
and area. And again, I will bring this up on our meeting with the AMM on Thursday. That I think that this should be something that we unifiedly push the minister to come up with a solution before there is no more plan.
Well, it's mandated,
You're dog to the choir.
well, I know, like, I thought this was already, would be starting to be put.
We missed your charm, I guess.
No, I have,
Okay, anything else? Thanks, Tom.
But
Councilor Marks.
As presented, what it discusses has basically been dated, so. For another day.
Okay. Any questions for Councilor Marks?
how's your new sunshine?
My new sunshine.
All your trees are gone blocking your sun. So
Oh. Well. I don't know, I get to go back there today and see whether they cleared everything. But the trees are down and, not really sure what's prompted hydro, but they're going nuts. If you go onto the hydro site, there's a map of everywhere that they're clearing. In the province, and if you look at Minnedosa, it's basically the entire southern half of the town. And it's basically where all the power went out. I guess it was 2 years ago in October, and it was those trees that took it out last time.
Yep. Bill Dave's really happy.
Didn't cost me nothing.
Yeah.
I'm very pleased with it.
Any other questions for Councilor Marks?
they'll be growing up, those things that are a weed, they'll be growing back up and.
Well, the bunch that I had cut down, and all it took was softening salt. But,
Stop and grow.
huh?
I'm sorry,
Hey,
I didn't hear you.
Anybody else have anything? To report on? Okay, then moving on to operation manager report. Sorry, chief administrative officer report.
As presented.
Questions, Council Landry?
Wanted to give you an update on our new lift station pump that was ordered and the gen set for the fall. Let's get it.
Yes, so the pump is here, and then there's a base being made for it to go on. And we're waiting for some materials. My understanding on that. Genset.
Do we have an ETA set material? So I feel like it's been,
I can get an ETA.
I'm just curious, because I feel like it's been a few months since it's shown up and over a year since we've actually ordered it.
Yes. Yeah, the addition to the concrete pad was laid this year and that's all done. So yeah, from my understanding, we're waiting on some parts to get it.
Council Dawson.
On your meeting with the labor and immigration minister,
Yes.
how did that go? Why was council not involved?
She asked to meet with the mayor and then I just sat in to take notes.
It was, she initiated that, she asked it. She was going through, so she asked to stop in.
So once again, council's left out. And then your September 19th meeting with the hospital. If you recall, before the 19th, I had come in and after we had the two RMs meet regarding the doctors, which was wonderful. And I had talked to you about building the doctors and you said Sabina would take care of that. I went down and talked to the doctors and they were all in favor of having themselves be able to do that. And I said, Sabina will get a hold of you. Well, obviously that didn't happen. And I can't understand because as a counselor, I'm very invested in our town. And I'm sure all the councils sitting around the town table are. That we're involved as a group to help promote these doctors to come to Minnedosa. And I don't understand why we would use that kind of learning, working together and being able to promote our town and send just two representatives. And I'm not sure why Sabina was chosen. So I'm not sure on that one. Went to this meeting, it was vital, it was very important. I know this may upset you, but I was quite disappointed and hurt by not being involved in this because the recruitment of doctors is second to only the next subject I'm going to talk about is daycare, right? And so,
So that meeting on the 19th wasn't a meeting?
well, no, it was a trade show,
Yes.
and which I've experienced many years of doing trade shows and had said such and would have been very upfront and being able to promote Minnedosa in a great light.
So.
And with
Councillor-
knowledge that we have historical knowledge.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, next time I'll invite everybody and I will take part in it.
So that, see, this is the wrong attitude.
No, but
Yes, it is.
I asked Counselor Butler if he would like to go because he was part of the retention and recruitment committee. He said he would go and I said, no, it's okay. I got it. I can go and do this.
See, but and I was afraid for that, the way you react. It is about building bonds among our team to promote our town. Right? And I just thought it's the situation that been missed. You guys probably did an excellent job, and there's no question about that. That's not even the basis of what I'm saying.
I don't think we need to discuss this here in a council meeting.
Well, is it because personal? I don't understand why not, because this was on your report. Your
Yes.
report's available to discuss in the council, and that's what I'm doing. So, then also with your meeting with Dan Mazer regarding daycare. I feel that it council's secondary, we get told after the fact. And I don't think that's the reason I ever became a counselor. So you're not gonna answer. Okay, thank you.
I don't know what you want me to tell you, Counselor Dowsett.
The truth,
I send the meetings out as requested,
okay?
so that's who they go
I
to.
never got a meeting about that incident. And also about the 19th.
The 19th,
19th was discussed at council.
yeah,
Yes, and I even came to your office a couple times telling you my enthusiasm for it,
Mhm.
but there was no, come on, let's all go.
well, the 19th, that event was basically handled by the CDC Tourism.
Well, why?
Because that's where it was given to.
Who gave it to?
Well, because it was part of CDC Tourism.
I don't, Paul, that makes no sense at all.
Well, clearly it doesn't to you. And as far as the Dan Mazer meeting, he had specific times he could come, and he, again, was pretty straightforward who he wanted there and what he was doing. And to be honest with you, it was a complete waste of time. But
Yes, I believe that to be true.
going forward, if that's the way you feel, every time there's a meeting, whether it be CDC led or not, we will invite all council.
But we were invited to this M19, not as a CDC, we were invited there as a town. Someone else made it a CDC program, not from council.
Well, I beg to differ. I think we talked about it and CDC was the ones we put it off to because they. do
Well, I
that
gotta
sort of
know
thing.
who we are, because I guess I'm not we.
Well, I remember talking about it and maybe you weren't here then, and I don't know that. I can't remember all the details. But again, it's in the past. If you feel that we've messed up.
And
We'll
that's
be-
not what I'm saying, so you guys.
Yeah,
are
you
being
wanna be
very
part of it.
defensive, and that's exactly what I'm saying.
You want to be part of it, so we'll make sure going forward, all that stuff is sent to all our council.
Thank you very much,
Yes,
right?
we will do that.
It just, we can't turn back the clock.
Oh, you're right, we
Right.
can't.
So
Just
that
so I
wasn't
can-
the point I was trying to make was it would be appreciated if it was involved the whole team.
Okay, and it will, from now on, it always will. It just right away, Council Bay, I'll turn it over to you, but going forward. All the invites, regardless who invites who, as council will invite everybody.
Thank you.
And going forward, when we send those invites. I don't want to show up and nobody here except administration.
I've
And
never
if you-
not showed up, yeah.
I remember a meeting when Council Lanier and I were the only two here, and that was with the AMM. Nobody showed up.
And
And it happens. I'm not suggesting that. But you're telling us that it doesn't happen, only we do it to you. So what we will do.
I don't recall saying that, yeah. It's just like you don't
Listen-
ever,
Listen to yourself, but regardless, going forward, we will send the invite for everything to everybody.
Good,
And you will all be included,
thank you.
and then we'll see how that turns out. Council Blake.
I'm just looking to find out what a job fair is, I guess, maybe I've never been to one or, something like that, but. So it's my understanding that there was 130 doctors and their families were there, this was in Nequa, was it?
It was in Brandon.
It was in Brandon, and so 130 doctors and their families were there. And they were there to be sort of. And treated by town representatives. And so, and they're looking for places to land also, it's 130. Is what I'm trying to think, and so I guess maybe what I'm hearing from Tom here is that. How many of the 130 doctors, if there's only 2 representatives, is that all we had there, just yourself and Sabine? How many are we able to see out of the 130, and would it not be in our best interest to be able to? I think is what he's trying to say is that he'd like to have a little bit more of a delegation and you know, maybe. If there's 10 people there, we sort it out and everybody gets 13 doctors or something to go and greet and meet. we need doctors, you know, so, and I think that's the purpose of it, and I'm not saying that anybody did a poor job, and I don't think Tom's trying to say that either.
Yep.
I think, you know, it's divide and conquer sort of thing in something like this, maybe where we might be able to be a little bit, more proactive in that one there. But that wasn't what I had raised my hand for, I'm just trying to
Yeah, go ahead.
help out here a bit. But mine was in regards to the daycare and, I'm getting conflicting stories, and I'm sorry if I'm gonna be babbling a little bit here, but there is a letter that went out just October the 7th in regards to daycares, and that on July the 14th, there was a request for proposal for engineering and architectural drawings that closed on August the 13th. And that was just for engineering and architectural stuff, so where are we at with that? For that part of it there, are we still on it? Because I've heard that now they're already starting to put a shovel in the ground in Winnipeg for one of the new daycares that is approximately Riverview or Riverside.
Yeah, but that's a whole different.
No,
Yeah, I'm totally mixed up on that there. I'm just concerned with ours, I guess.
Just to clarify on that,
Yeah,
the daycare that's announced for here is federal money given to the province, given to the school division.
with the province kicking in also.
Yeah.
As it
But it's
comes,
through the school division. So us trying to get information
yeah, we're having a hard time.
is really hard. And actually, when I talked to, I was at the Squirrel Hills grand opening. And I talked to Glenn Samard there, who got some information, and then we started getting some information, but it's all done through the school division. Like, it's not through Minnedosa, it's through the school division. So,
Okay.
yeah, that's the issue.
Okay, so we're still not getting our information yet, but we are getting some in regards to, so the engineering and architectural, it's already been closed, it's already been awarded. So,
Rolling River starting
Yeah.
to share information with us,
okay, so,
partly because they're starting to get the information from them.
okay.
That was just my question. So the reason being, Ken, that we're not getting this information is because Rolling River School Division is not getting information to provide to us? Is that what you're saying?
I don't know that.
Because.
They keep telling us there's no
That's-
information, they keep telling us,
This was approved, you know, like.
oh, 3 years ago.
I know,
It
so
was
I'm
announced, but then it
just,
could.
I'm just wondering where the conflict is here.
Well, it got put on hold because when the government changed,
Yeah, I fully understand that.
they called
Investigate.
for a review because it was done through John Q. Public. Which was a group of municipalities that tendered and got a contract. So that was brought into review, so everything's been on hold since. And I can't answer where the confusion is. Because the Valley Life Beginnings are not getting information from Rolling River. Other than don't talk about it, and that's the same thing, we used to get an email from Rolling River saying, don't talk about it. They're now starting to send emails, is it because they're not getting information? Maybe. Like, I don't know where the
Like-
breakdown is, I would
Like,
know that.
my point here, Ken, is that we all know the importance of this
Absolutely.
project.
Yeah.
And why is this taking place like this? Like, I mean, for the life of me, it really does boggle my mind because this is
Mine
something.
too,
that-
that's why if
And
I,
every single solitary time you talk to any business or any corporation that wants to come here, like the doctors and nurses and RCMP and everything like that, it's always about daycare.
Yep.
And the daycare of importance.
in hindsight, what we should have done as a community, and maybe not, but. If we'd have applied for some provincial grants and done our own daycare, probably would have been quicker. But this was a federal announcement that we thought we're getting a free
Well,
daycare.
but that funding was already in place though.
I know,
And-
I'm not arguing that. I'm saying in hindsight, if we'd have said no to that and done
Yeah,
our own.
I don't think that would have been possible.
No.
We couldn't have done that.
Well, we didn't have to give them the land.
Well,
Yeah, but
that's-
we already had
that-
decided that.
I know, that's what I'm saying though. In hindsight, it's 2020.
Well,
But I can't tell you what the reasons are that it got put aside, other than what the government has
Yeah.
told.
No, it just seems so frustrating because
It is.
everything you talk about.
It is, but there's 29 have been announced.
Yeah,
They're in the same position as we are.
Is the engineering and architectural stuff that was closed on August the 13th and awarded, is that for all of those daycares? How many did you just say?
29.
It's
29.
it's
So
30.
is that for all 29?
39.
No, Council Marks.
Okay, so it's 39 that were in the original.
You're right.
And now the province has not been very open as to saying anything. This recent request that has been put out for August, it was not put up on Mercs. It was solely put out, so within the original one, it was, okay, we need to find a group of qualified people that could do it. So now what they've done, as I said, we have now set out to who we deem qualified, and I haven't said how many, but, and that's what they sent out.
Oh, so then those are the only ones that are gonna be qualified to bid on
They're
it?
the only ones that are getting it.
They've got the opportunity. As far as the funding goes, the original 39 idea was only funded through April of 2026 by the federal government. Within that agreement with the province, that has been extended for another year, but that still only takes us to April of 2027. We can hope that in November's federal pre-budget that there is further.
So all that's been decided is that the engineering and architectural companies that are qualified, these are ones that have been singled out to be able to tender on
Correct.
doing the engineering and the architectural, so.
and you know what happened there.
Correct.
Oh, yeah, no, we're now still.
Yeah.
So, and you had.
We need to work closer with the school division though, too, Ken, I think.
We need to try,
something-
yeah, we'll
Yeah,
try.
that's something we need
Yeah.
to try and do, and hopefully with some of your input there, that maybe we're able.
Well,
to
we're
do
trying,
that,
but
yeah.
they're still not. But yeah, that we do, we need to. I just wanted to comment, you asked about that trade show, what it was, so
Oh, yeah,
that, the PMH one, they do this every year.
Yeah.
PMH just got to, host it this year. And there was a cost, and correct me if I'm wrong, but there was a cost to partake in that, which the CDC tourism paid.
So that's how they got paid.
But that was talked about. That they would do it because it's extra money that we didn't have budgeted or anything, but there was a cost to that and to be part of that, and that's how it came about. But PMH did post it this year, and then they won't next year.
that was for the job fair, you're.
That job fair part, that,
Okay.
the event, yes.
Was it under $1,000?
Dollars?
Yeah, no. Was it under? It was over $1,000.
It was wasn't it? $4,000
To attend that meeting.
to be part of that PMH hosting thing.
So money was spent.
But there was a lot of advertising and stuff at that job fair that
Well, and that's
did.
why.
Advertising by the municipalities,
CDC put together
Oh,
maps of the new development and brochures and stuff to have at the.
okay, yeah, okay. Yeah. Did they put down that we're very close to getting the daycare?
Yes, I tell everybody that.
Sorry.
That it's been announced, it just.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree, yeah.
But yes, we gotta try and work closer with the school division, who I think is willing to work with us now probably because they know more. Because the government's probably telling them more, I don't know, but. Any other questions on the CO report?
Just wondering about, there was a meeting on Friday with flood mitigation. That I know that you and Granton were able to attend. Anything come out of that or?
Basically, they reached out and we're gonna meet with Danielle because it was all about grants and accessing money. Danielle just asked me to attend and because there was silt mitigation involved, if they had questions, I asked Grant to be there, but.
Yeah.
Basically, I think Danielle got the information she needed to help find
Okay.
grants, like that's kind of what it was all about.
Okay, trying to ascertain some money,
Yes.
okay.
Gonna go to.
So, besides, oh, and we talked about it also already once too, but besides grow funds. Is there anything else out there that they were able to help us with that we can,
No, that was really it, and I said like, that's fine and dandy, you can apply up to 5 million, but we don't have the other half of the 5 million to even.
in other
We
words,
need more
for a
help
total
than
of
just-
10, yeah. So for our 5 million, can we apply for grants to build our 5 million? No, we have to still have matching then too, okay?
Yes, and then they give you a time frame when it has to be done. So I asked them, I'm like, I have this $300,000 study, where do I start? Does the town start by getting all this engineered now? And I pointed out that most of the study was on transportation and infrastructure right of ways on the highways, which
Yeah,
he did advise that that highway might be designated to the town, so we are responsible with 16A, so we can do with it whatever we choose to do with it.
We haven't had that ready yet, though.
No, he's gonna get back to me on that.
So.
So if that's the case, then there's a whole other
open
gamut of
for
things.
Monday.
So I've asked for that. He did talk about the spillway and getting that redone in 2029.
Well, it's moved up now, 2029.
Yeah, it will start doing stakeholder meetings with us to go forward, like what we want to see done. And if there's other projects that we can work with him on with the silt mitigation, if it's gonna take so long to fundraise to have the silt removed, it might take 4 years. Well, if we drain the lake, might as well wait 4
Utilize
years.
it.
And then I brought to their attention that their reservoir could hold more water and reduce flooding if they remove the silt. So then they're gonna take the spin on that. We'll see. He did advise that the province does help flood prone municipalities and why we weren't being helped.
Why weren't we?
Yes, that's all he said. Why weren't we being helped? And then maybe I will get some more information.
As with Red River Valley, right?
Yeah,
Red
maybe
Village there.
the province will come in and just help us.
Well, we have to push that.
And it was 2 assistant deputies.
Yes, it was the staff. There was some.
Yeah.
Daniel had mentioned that to me, but I guess. Some of the concern we have with these that we're trying to bring up with them and all the other things is, and I know you've thought of this here, but. Like you said, our study has been $300,000. It's the third one we've had to do. 2 of them are on the shelf now. We now have a new one that's, well, relatively new. It's now 2 years old also. And it costs us over $300,000 and we have still yet to put $100,000 into our flood mitigation really, so, I mean. We need to start doing some stuff and maybe at 16A, hey, we need to dig this ditch and just. Let them figure it out because it's only a $20,000 ditch that we can have to help us out. And there's some other projects that we can do for, if we don't have to, look to them for everything, I guess, at the time. But I worry about the fact that we're gonna wind up with another flood coming up here in the next year or 2 or something like that. And we're gonna wind up getting our flood study is gonna be obsolete. We're gonna have to spend another $300,000. And it's just a vicious circle here, I guess. So I guess the urgency is that we wanna make sure that we're talking to flood and mitigation ministers or somebody involved with that. At the AMM.
That
We keep,
request
yeah,
go into AMM.
Yes. and we keep putting our money into this here with no help inside.
That's right, and I need
And
to know where to go, right?
it's obvious with all of us here,
Yeah.
so it's not like I'm bringing something new to the table here, I guess I'm just trying to reiterate my frustration over the fact that, we're throwing, good money after this all the time here, so.
We need help.
Yes, big time. Sorry, can of worms was open, so I went.
No, that's,
And I agree with you 100%, Mark, but same situation, we have to have these studies because it can't be left on Brian and Danielle's plate. I
No,
mean,
not at all.
they can't be responsible. So we have to have that, study. It's not a case of whether we want to. Every time we do it, it's $300,000 and you can look at the report.
it seems like any government person you talk to, they always say, well, we'll find out and get back to you.
Common. And hopefully they're thinking you're gonna forget about it, because they're certainly gonna forget about it.
Maybe.
Well, before you,
Any other questions for,
Sorry about that.
We
Got on track
got-
of it, yeah.
no, that's,
I haven't been around for a while, so I'm trying to catch up.
it's been nice.
Yeah. Danielle doesn't let me bother her all the time.
No, that's good. If there's no others, we'll move on. You're all good? Okay. I guess the next one is to go in camera. So we have a resolution there, moved by Counselor Dowsett, second by Counselor Landry. Be it resolved that this regular meeting now adjourns to an in-camera meeting to discuss matters in the preliminary stages as per subsection 152(3)(b)(3) of the Municipal Act, and all matters discussed in camera are confidential until discussed in an open meeting as per section 83(1)(b) of the Municipal Act at 6:22. All in favor? Opposed? Other? I don't know if anybody else has other, but I do. Arlene Ritchie spoke to me today and they're doing a brand reopen. Arlene Ritchie, manager of what's gonna be Red Apple, the bargain shop.
Yeah.
They're wondering about somebody attending, asked me if I could attend. It's at 9 a.m, so I can't really attend, I'll be working, so somebody,
What the,
17th, Friday. The ribbon cutting's at 9 a.m, so if anybody would like to attend, it would be nice to have somebody there.
I'm gonna do that.
I don't think he's.
I don't think he's around Friday, if I remember correctly.
is that too early for you?
Maybe.
Get my coffee.
So yeah, if I would do it. If I had a worker, I just don't have a worker right now, so I'll keep looking, but.
And what about the bowling alley trick stage you had mentioned that a while back, when was their celebration?
I thought it was next
Saturday.
year. Ken tells me it's Saturday.
Yeah,
But we're all in.
but I'm hoping that if we're not done, I'm gonna run down there at 1 o'clock. Cause he wants me to bowl against their youngest bowler for 5 or 10 minutes or something, so. I didn't really wanna
So
say
let him
no,
kick your ass then, Ken, if it's the
Well,
youngest one, like.
that's the problem, that'll likely happen, but.
It goes down.
So if we're not done, I'll probably skip away for a
Right,
few minutes, cause I think that it's a 65th, I believe.
Yeah.
I think that Friday's important too, that's
Have
why
you
I'm,
prepared something for the town to talk about? or-
they haven't asked anybody to speak, they just
Okay.
want, what I was told, they just like attendance, they haven't asked any.
And have we done a card or done anything, congratulations to both of these,
I don't-
bowling alley and.
don't believe so.
Bargain shop, yeah.
Bargain, should we don't, I would think,
Okay, yeah.
That would be a nice gesture.
either that or, flowers.
I know one
something.
thing, we always used to send, municipal gift flowers. And I wanted to do that when.
Okay.
Kelly, when that got turned down. I think
Well,
it's just such a
you could
great.
definitely send a
What,
card,
what's it cost with
Yeah.
a little bit of flowers for those places, and congratulations on.
okay, was that, everybody kinda wanna do that, it'd still be nice if somebody could attend.
I will try.
Friday morning, it's, unless I can find a worker, it's impossible for me to be there at 9, but. And yeah, if I can let Arlene know. But it's, yeah, ribbon cutting at
So
9.
if you go at 9, I'll follow in behind you.
Yeah. Yep, we'll get together.
And the meeting on
Right after.
Saturday can be over. In
Yeah.
time for everybody to attend. That's fine.
Yeah,
Are you saying we should get a little bouquet of flowers for both places, that be, saying
Yes.
Ken?
Yes.
Okay, sorry.
Yes.
sure, if that's what everybody
Yeah.
wants to do, we can definitely do that.
Yes, please.
Yes,
should we have a resolution for that, or you can just do that?
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you guys if you can go there, because I just wasn't sure how I can make them.
Well, Frank, what would be you show up?
Huh?
Mark and I could stay on the show.
Oh, no.
That's all I had. Under other, if you guys, anybody has anything? Not, we have one resolution left. Move. Adjournment moved by Counselor Dosset, second by Counselor Blake. Be resolved that the meeting be adjourned at 6:30 PM and to meet again on October 28, 2025. All in favor? Opposed?